How do you know if a real estate investment deal is good? Well, the first question I want to ask myself is, does it meet my criteria? That's going to be the first question I ask. Does this deal meet my criteria? Now, what is my criteria? Well, I have a personal criteria. There's just some things I don't want to do. You know, whether it's morally right or morally wrong, I don't want to do it. And if I don't feel good about it, if I'm not comfortable with it, if it could potentially become a negative reflection against me, my reputation, my integrity, my family, whatever, just personally, I have certain criteria that I use to determine if I'm going to do any deal with anyone, no matter what the circumstance is, okay? So when it comes to doing a real estate investment deal, I'm going to ask myself that question. Does it meet my criteria personally? I'm also going to ask, does it meet my criteria physically? So guess what? If someone calls me with a home in a part of the world that I'm just not, I'm not a part of, do I just take it because it's an opportunity, or do I look at, okay, this is not the physical specimen of a home that I want to invest in. So I want to ask, does it meet my criteria personally? Does it meet my criteria physically? I also want to make sure that it meets my financial criteria. Because guess what? If you have a $10 million deal and you know that ain't the financial level you want to be doing deals on, because you don't want to put you and your company or your family in a compromising situation, you got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. And last but not least, I'm going to see if it meets my legal criteria. So if it's any funny business, if it's things that's going on that are iffy, that are just too complicated, I'm probably going to walk away. But you got to have your own criteria. So if you're going to determine if a deal is good enough for you to do, you need to have some type of criteria, some standard. Personally, what are you willing to put you and your family through? What is your risk tolerance? Physically, what type of property are you willing to deal with? There are some that might need almost a rebuild. Do you want to go that deep into a deal, or you just want to do cosmetic minor repairs? Financially, how much money are you willing to put up? How much money are you willing to pool together to make a deal work? And then legally, what are the ramifications of this deal if something goes left? And what is the cost legally associated to doing this property? I'm not talking about the financial costs, I'm saying the legal costs. Because if there are things going on in this deal that really don't add up, they don't make sense, and you reach out to your attorney or other legal experts and they're like, we're not quite sure. Of course, you can get a second or third or fourth opinion, but at some point, if you keep hearing the same thing legally, you've got to make a conscious decision. Is this deal worth it? Is it good enough for me? If it's not, you wash your hands, you fold, you keep it moving, because there's always another deal on the other side. Of course, if you have any questions or if there's anything my team and I can do to help you in the process of finding a good deal, don't hesitate to reach out to me. We have an entire community of mentees that we work with on a day-to-day basis through educational content, courses, weekly coaching calls, bi-weekly real estate meetups here at my headquarters, workshops, and just a host of other things that we do to support our community members to make sure that they can be successful in what they do. All you have to do is screenshot or just write down or type this number, text mentor, to 678-276-8253 and let me know what we could do to help you. We're here to help. We want to see you get your first deal. And I always say this to people I work with. I not only want to see you get your first deal, but I want to see you get your first deal in the first 90 days. Let's make it happen.